Hi, I'm Marna. This is the Dolls Rescue Channel. And before we really get into this, I want to show you how cute these little dolls are. Do I recommend them? Well, they're not inexpensive and they are fragile, but yes, I sure do. These are PopMart Blythes. Today I am doing a collab with Beth Ramsden, whose name is in the title, and you can click over. You will not want to miss her video today. She invited me to do a little face-up on a PopMart Blythe and make it into a nursery rhyme character. So I chose one that I'll tell you about in a minute, but first I want to show you these cute little dolls. They are tiny. Oh, I was looking for my bigger scissors, but I'll show you. These are like for kids in school. Little scissors, that's how big they are that we are sewing for. Is her foot okay? Yeah. I just opened the box. If you missed my box opening, that was just the other day. What I didn't show you was how well these clothes are made. They are incredible. These are the clothing that she came from. She is a registered trademark Blythe doll. She is made by PopMart. Look at this. Look at the detail and the beautiful craftsmanship of these clothing. And then she had these little socks, and there's, if you look back at my video, there's a pair of shoes that go with this. But I wanted to show you this before we got started. My girl is going to be Little Red Riding Hood. And I've always wondered the question, well, if she's Riding Hood, that means she rides. Why wasn't she on her horse going to Grandma's house? So today I'm going to show you what I concocted. Most women riders are girl riders with long hair, pull it back when they're riding a horse. Do you know why they call it a ponytail? I don't either, but my explanation has always been, no matter how long your hair is, it looks like a ponytail compared to a horsetail. Right now, she could be Lady Godiva, but I wanted to show you her hair on the back of the horse. Her face up, I didn't do that much. I gave her eyebrows, I gave her freckles, and I sun-kissed her. I gave her some coloring in her face, some pinking. When you're doing your face up, first of all, start with rubbing alcohol and a cotton ball and go over your face and around your eyeballs before you put your first coat of Mr. Super Clear on. And the reason is your hands may be clean, but the person that put your doll together in the factory may not. And do the front and the back. And if you blush the front side of your doll like I did, sun kisser, be sure and do the back side also. We've all seen videos or someone with a face up and the back. A lot of times they didn't even Mr. Super Clear it and they put it together and it doesn't match. But if you work with them together and blush, you know, your front and your back at the same time, it's better matching. For the little leggings, I laid my doll down on a piece of paper and I drew around her. Because it's stretch fabric, you can go closer to the leg. And then I cut my pattern out, I laid it here. Usually for the bigger dolls, I pin the pattern down and then I sew around it. But because she's so tiny and because I didn't want her stained, I used a pencil and drew around those. I'm going to take it over the machine and I am going to sew along the edges. When I get to the crouch, and here, 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 and here, and here, and here, I will back stitch to give that a better knot, and we will go from there. All right, I am putting cling wrap on her legs and crouch area, or trying to. That's my good scissors. I shouldn't have used that. But I need this crouch area protected really well. And I need this cling wrap to stick so I can get these pants back over it so I can add her sueding for her riding pants. Okay, I'm hoping her suede breeching, you know, I'm gonna put another couple more rubber bands on that. I used fabric glue, which I'm not sure is what I should have used. I was deciding between fabric glue, craft glue, and super glue. And I thought, how am I gonna hold that down? So I went and got these little hair rubber bands and started wrapping it. I think it'll work. Let's hope, because these have to come off this doll and go onto my custom doll. So I made her top to kind of go along with the nursery rhyme, what it might look like with the little red bows. Oh, and we added a little red pull ring because they're cute. And Darren makes these for the middies. He also made these little shoes. I absolutely love them. The PopMart dolls, I said in the unboxing, and I'll say here, their shoes fit, or their feet fit inside a midi Blythe's foot, or shoe. Then I just made a little cape. I have done the tutorials for these several times. I basically just cut this, I laid my doll out. I wanted an oversized hood, and I just drew around her head, and then I made it extra large, and I just rounded out the front. And then I cut little slits for her arm so that she could ride the horse and her little cape would stay on. This is the best part about these PopSmart Blythe dolls. I bought mine from a seller on AliExpress. I have two. Yes, I will be buying more. They are so cute. I can't get over how cute they are. I have her on forward because she's riding a horse. One more fact about riding a horse, if you have a very... English riders hold their reins in two hands. They ride a little different than Western rider. Western riders often have both hands, or both reins in one hand, and they neck rein, and that means it's like pushing a box. They push their horse this way and they push their horse that way, but a really well-trained horse, when you're riding, English or Western, if you turn your head, they do too, and that means they'll go that way. You can also train horses by holding their mane and pulling it right or left. There's a lot about horseback riding. Oh, I love it. I've been riding since I was 6. I've been a horse owner almost half of my life. Absolutely love them. We are down to just one old horse now. We raised him from a weanling, meaning when he was weaned from his mother, we bought him, we trained him, and he has my heart. Thank you so much. English riders wear breechings or junipers, and they have sueding elastic between the legs and across the butt a little bit, like this is. And the reason is their saddles are very slick, they're oil tanned, and so their pants give them the grip to hold on to the saddle when they're riding. Western riders, do you know why Levi Strauss made the Levi jeans were the first jeans in denim made? And the reason is for range riding. Western saddles were made to work in the open range. Open range means no trees. Darren and I lived in northwest South Dakota for, how long? 9 years? 12 years? 12 years. We had one tree, a poor bur oak, and it was 3.5 miles from our place. and the only one around for acres and acres and acres and acres and acres. So the jeans were made, first of all, the saddle was made with suede up in this part of the saddle, up on the seat. Your jeans protected your legs from burrs or snakes or whatever, and if you came off the horse, it would protect you from the ground. Breechins were made as they are, as I said, because English and Australian saddles are oil tanned and slick. Also, I would have made her boots, but I wanted you to see her breeches, and your boots come up to here. And English and Western boots are different too, because in an English saddle, the stirrup, if the horse spooks or whatever and you come off, the stirrup breaks away. On a Western saddle, they are made quite different. Western saddles are made for working cows. That horn on a Western saddle is not to hang on to. It is for hooking rope around for working cows and sheep and other horses. So it's quite different. And that's why she's wearing breechins, because she's a nursery rhyme. And I was saying that the Western stirrups are more, they stay with the horse and they're bigger, because the cowboys actually move around and hold on to those. Their boots, if you think about a cowboy boot, are big around the ankle and the calf, but tight in the toe. And that reason is, if they come, whoa, don't fall, sweetheart, I was just talking about that. If their foot is in that stirrup and they come off that horse and their foot goes forward, that's why the heels are high too, to keep your heels down, toes up. You've heard that with riding. The reason is, if your heel is down, it shouldn't, of course it does, get caught in that stirrup. But if it does, as you're falling, you point your toe and your whole foot comes out of that boot. Now, if you're out on the range in cactus, that's a problem, but it's better than being drugged. If you watch old style shows and you see these big capes with the long sleeves, you know, everybody had really long sleeves, and that's just like a jean jacket. If you think about a jean jacket, the sleeves are long. That's because when you're riding a horse, your arms are out. And it, you know, otherwise it would all come up to here, and that would be cold while riding in the cooler weather, or exposed to the sun while left out there. And so they made them longer. Also a cape, when you see a rider in an old show with a long cape like this, that was their heater. Your horse you were riding is creating energy and heat. And what they did was, this also brought that heat up to the rider. Now, if the horse pooped, yeah, this might get dirty, but usually horses move their tail, which also moves your cape. And the rich people had someone else to clean it. But anyway, if the horse pooped, that created more warmth for the rider out on the range. So there you go, a little equitation lesson today, because I've often wondered, why is she walking if she's Little Red Riding Hood? Why? So there's my Little Red Riding Hood. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will go by Beth's today and see her video. I'm so excited that Beth asked me to do this collab with her. Thank you, Beth. And please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to both channels. Thank you for watching.